The following film is intended for mature audiences and contains adult content, graphic language, graphic violence, nudity, and strong sexual content. Viewer discretion is advised.
What it is like to be black in America. A question that only history can speak for itself. Men, women, and children being taken away from their families and forced on ships with chains on that are half their weights. Treated like animals, forced into labor to work for power-hungry white people. We were judged by the melanin on our skin, sold like property, beaten, whipped, tortured, and killed off like we weren't the first ones here. We were separated by color. Were hung, beaten by the police, taught the history of white supremacy, watched our rights being slowly taken away from us, and the people with power do nothing about it. They sign a couple of bills to cover their inhumane acts. They manipulate us with little power to cover their inhumane acts. They taught us how to make and sell drugs. They give us guns to increase the black-on-black crimes in America. They told us that our Jesus was a white man. And then they slander our Bible. They say we are all the same. But are we really? They say we can trust him. But can we? They say things will change. But can it? The graphic history of my people began with slavery, and from there, segregation. Segregation is the act of separating people by race, mainly known in history from the early 1800s in the South, ended in the late 1900s worldwide. It was a war that is ongoing till this day. It was race versus race, privilege versus the unprivileged, power versus the unpowerful. Segregation started with hatred and then was passed along for generations. A wise man, American Baptist minister, and an activist who quickly became the most powerful spokesman and leader in the civil rights movement from 1955 to his assassination in 1968. Nationally known for his famous I Have a Dream speech, this man is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. Martin Luther King envisioned a different world where his children were not to be judged by the color of their skin, but by only the content of their character. Another wise man known for his bright perspective on what was really going on. The truth, he called it. This man was known as Malcolm X. Malcolm once said, "I'm for truth no matter who tells it. I'm for justice no matter who it's for or against it." Malcolm X was against the nonviolent protests during the civil rights movement. He believed that no matter how peaceful the civil rights protests be, the outcome will always be violence. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X were just two of a long list of activists and leaders who spoke up for the African American community. Black History Month is the month all African Americans get to acknowledge the black struggle and the black excellence over the course of years. To me, though, Black History Month is not just about the history of African Americans, but it's also about other cultures who were treated inhumane. Hiroshima, Holocaust, Native Americans and their tribes, immigrants from all over the world, and many more who were affected by power-hungry people. This month is for you all too.